The only thing I knew about investing when I started was that my employer had a retirement account and that somebody told me I should contribute to it because they would match it. I didn't know what a match was. I didn't know what a retirement account was. I was clueless. So if you were just getting started in investing and it all sounds like Greek to you, I am here today to give you 5 tips for beginners to get started on your investing journey. So tip number 1 is to ask your employer, if you have one, if they have a retirement account available. You may already be contributing this through your paycheck and you didn't even know it. So either take a look at your paycheck, see if something is coming out for a retirement account, which could be an IRA, it could be a 401k, it could be a TSP if you work for the government. And if you have any questions about it, ask your HR department. And if you don't have one, you can always set one up by yourself, and it's called an individual brokerage account. And you can set these up for free with companies like Fidelity, Charles Schwab, Vanguard, Robinhood. There's a bunch of different ones out there now. Tip number 2 is that it doesn't matter how much or little money you have. You just need to start. Compound interest is truly the 8th wonder of the world. And if you are not taking advantage of it, you are doing your present and future self a huge disservice. Even if you can only do $5 a week, it still helps. It's still going to build over time. And you're going to be amazed at the amount of money that you have when you look at it years from now. Number 3 is to start investing in funds, not individual stocks. So all of my investing is in what is called ETFs, or exchange traded funds. And you can think of these as just a bundle of stocks. So instead of investing in just Apple or just Microsoft or just Costco, these are funds where all of those companies are in one asset. They're in one fund that you can then buy so that you have diversification, so that you have a little bit of money invested throughout all these companies, so that if something happens to one, that you still are protected in that you have other options available. And there are ETFs for just about anything. For example, VOO is an ETF through Vanguard, made up of the top 500 companies in the US. Again, think Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Nvidia, etc. And then there are also ETFs made up of just tech companies. So ETFs like QQQ or AIQ. There's ETFs for just AI companies. There's ETFs for crypto. Really anything, any industry you can think of, there are ETFs for that. Real estate, international companies, precious materials like gold, silver, platinum. My recommendation is to start with an ETF that is comprised of the top 500 US companies. So something that tracks what's called the S&P 500. And the reason I do this is because these are often the most stable companies. And the stock market has a 100-year history of averaging around 8 to 10% in returns. And these companies are the ones that drive it. In addition, let's just say that Tesla tanks like it did earlier this year. If it for some reason would fall out of the top 500, another company would then take its place. So you're always protected in that you have the best performing companies at the current time. Number 4 is do not pay someone to invest for you. Most financial advisors charge you a percentage of your entire portfolio in annual fees, and this is ridiculous. When you're just starting out, this might not seem like a lot, but as your money grows, it will really add up. So for example, let's just say you have $1 million in your portfolio. Even if your investor, or even if your advisor charges you 1% in annual fees, that's $10,000 that you're losing. And not only are you losing that $10,000, you're also losing any interest or gains that you would get from having that $10,000 in the market. In comparison, the ETFs that I invest in are charging me 0.02 to 0.06% per year in annual fees. So that's a huge difference. And almost no financial advisor ever beats the market. So just let it do its thing. You can do this by yourself. You do not need to pay someone to invest for you. Number 5, don't listen to your friends, family, me, anybody else that you hear on the internet about investing. Yes, you can listen to us to become educated about investing and what the different terms are and what the options are, but please do your own research and your own due diligence. Don't just blindly trust somebody just because they sound like they know what they're doing. Investing is a very personal experience, and the strategies and the funds and things that might work for me, in my situation may not work for you or make sense for your situation. Do I think everyone should be investing? Absolutely. But does it have to look the same? Absolutely not. If you found this video helpful, follow me, leave a like. I share personal finance tips and ways to build true wealth and not fake wealth.